And I think now
Yeah.
we move on to like the bowlers and all rounders. My spinner is actually Ravichandra Ashwin, and
Okay.
I know there was Harbhajan, there was Kumble as well, and I
Yeah.
loved I loved Kumble when I was younger, and I
Yeah.
think what he done for Indian cricket again
Yeah.
understated. And he's how many wickets did he get? You know, like within like the top 5 or 6 of all time, Anil
Yeah.
Kumble. But for
Yeah.
me, I just love watching Ashwin bowl, like the fact that he's got more tricks. Um, Maybe it is a little bit of recency bias because I've watched him a little bit more recently, and Kumble is a
Yeah.
little bit more in my past. But
Yeah.
I picked Ashwin. Actually, sorry, I picked Ashwin and Kumble in my team. I got for 2 spinners. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, I picked both of them.
Yeah, so I've only gone for one spinner actually, but he actually isn't even my next slot.
Oh,
So
sorry, yeah.
I'll come to my spinner next. But I've gone for Kapil Dev to be in my side.
Oh, yeah. Okay, of course. Yeah.
So I've gone for after the keeper. I've gone for an all rounder. My all rounder is Kapil Dev. Maybe before your era, so that's
Yeah.
probably what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
but obviously I saw the latter part of his career, and difficult for me to leave out somebody who was such an iconic player for Indian
Mm.
cricket. The way he batted and bowled. In fact, the series, one of his the latter series, where in 1990 when he came to England, I watched him, hit those 4 sixes against Eddie Hemmings to save the follow-on. And I think he was just an amazing cricketer of his time, of that era.
Mm.
He was way and above every other Indian cricketer we had at that time. Back in those late 80s and early 90s, right? So I went with an all-rounder, and I went with Dhoni. After Dhoni, I went with Kapil Dev, and then my spinner was Anil Kumble.
Mm.
So I've only gone for one spinner, which is probably where the difference is that we
Yeah.
have. When
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so, so I went with Kumble as my spinner, just because I get your point around Ashwin. I think Ashwin's an amazing spinner.
Yeah.
So was Budgie as well.
Yeah.
And those three, Kumble, Ashwin, and Budgie, are very difficult to pick one out of three if you're going to pick one, which is what I did for my team. But Kumble took wickets all over the world,
Mm.
right? Ashwin struggled outside of India,
Yeah.
right?
True. True.
His record outside of India, he's really struggled. So for me, Kumble, because also he scored Test 100 as well, so
Yeah.
he batted
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got fantastic leadership skills as well.
Yeah.
So difficult for me to leave out Kumble out of my side. But yeah, tough on Budgie and Ashwin not to get
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. I'm surprised your couple Dev wasn't your captain then. You still
Yeah,
went for
yeah,
Ganguly.
I did because in when Kapil Dev was a captain, right? He had a lot of great leaders around him as well. So I don't think necessarily Kapil Dev influenced the captain
Mm.
was there in that era as it is necessarily right now, if that makes sense as a captain.
Yeah. Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, we're talking about a bunch of players here who a lot of them either captained India at one point or
Yeah.
could have captained India, right? So if you look at the
Yeah.
squad, picked,
I think only the openers have a captain so far.
yeah,
Apart everyone that you've got, all the way but down to like even
yeah,
Kumble, they've all captained, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
shows how strong our history actually is with captains
yeah,
and players, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
So then, who are your? You might as well give me your 2 seamers. I'm guessing you've got afterwards.
Yeah, so I've got again. You could put this into context, right? Because this is my era,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone with Zaire Khan because he was a big part of the era that I watched
Mm,
cricket, and then more recently I've gone with Jasprit Bumrah just because
yeah.
I think different level, right?
We've got the same too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I've somehow managed to get 3 seamers in there, um, Kumble as a fourth bowler, but then obviously you've got people like Viru and Sachin who can
Yeah.
turn their arm over as well, and
Yeah.
Ganguly as well, right? Who
Yeah.
bowled a fair bit.
Yeah.
So it's 4 full-time bowlers, if you like, and 3 part-time. So it's some
Yeah.
good depth in bowling as well.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I think Zahir Khan is again another underrated bowler. He was fantastic, like so much control. I think Graham Smith's worst nightmare, got him out all the time. Like he
yeah,
could do it both ways, in, out, always on the spot. I think the Test series we won here with him and RP Singh in 2007, was it?
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
think that I haven't seen, even RP Singh was he was so good in that series. I've never seen left-hand bowling like so consistently with those two. And
Yeah.
Zaire Khan again underrated. And Jasprit Bumrah, what can you say about him? He's a
Yeah.
revelation, you know, like
Yeah.
quick, always on the spot. Now he's bowling well in Test cricket too, and he's gonna go from strength to strength. I just with that awkward bowling action, you just hope it lasts because you know how
Yeah.
fast bowlers are, and we haven't
Yeah.
been blessed with fast bowlers. That I think that for me, that's why I didn't have a third seamer because I couldn't
Yeah.
really think of a third seamer like Javik or Srinath or like I had to go
Yeah.
back then, you know, like to think of a third seamer. So that's why I picked two spinners. But
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
I guess that's where the age comes in, right? Because I had
yeah,
Kapil Dev. My
exactly.
third. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we've had pretty similar teams. I think the only difference is our number 6 batsman was Ganguly or Luxman, and
Yeah.
then I put Ashwin, you put Kapil Dev, and the rest kind of picks itself. But
Yeah.
that's it's a strong team. And obviously, I was thinking we're playing in Mumbai, so that's why I gone for 2 spinners.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But
Fair enough.
no, thank you so much for doing that. And it just
All
shows
right.
like we have such a incredible history in Indian cricket.